Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another audio, the T on NPD and relationships. So before we get started, I want to invite you to, of course, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, and come follow me as we discover our destinies. To my new subscribers and new followers, welcome. To my tribe and family at large, welcome back. Thank you for visiting my media resources and finding value in something that I have to say. I appreciate your time. And if you enjoy the content that I'm bringing to you, why don't we let the YouTube community know? By simply hitting that like button, it allows our tribe and our family here the greatest opportunity to grow. So today, we are going to be discussing the narcissist and their many electronic devices. Yes, the narcissist most of the time has more than one device that they have on the ready for them to gain that much needed supply to feed that addiction to people and attention that they have. So let's get into it. Let's talk about these many devices. So if you found this channel, if you are listening to this audio, it is very possible that you have been ensnared by a narcissist and you have been betrayed. You may be out of the relationship. Well, we know betrayal comes. That's a part of the whole narcissist game. So you can't have a narcissist without having betrayal. So let's just make that completely clear. So when we think about that, and we think about what the narcissist truly is, just like any type of other addiction, an addiction to people and supply, which is what the narcissist has, is no exception to the rule of an addict. That's what they are. They're addicts. So now understanding that they're addicts, let's kind of dive in a little bit to the mentality of an addict. Okay. When you think about a person that is addicted to a substance of any kind or any type of addiction, period, normally they are going to have more than one source that they will use in order to satisfy, watch this, or obtain their drug of choice and to satisfy that addiction. Again, I have to say, narcissists are no different. Narcissists are indeed addicts. And that's where we start to talk about this multiple device situation. Listen, when you were in the relationship with the narcissist, if you are freshly out of the discard, however or wherever you may land or fall on this spectrum, if you will, I'm sure you can remember your first instinct, or what you probably instinctively knew, or this is how you began to know that something was going on there that was deceptive, was the unusual activity with the cell phone. That's usually where it starts. And I like to call it illegal activity, because if it was a romantic relationship that you were involved with this narcissist, then I like to call it illegal activity, because it is 9 times out of 10 inappropriate conversations that they are having on these devices with their, watch this, supply. Okay, we're talking about an addict now. We're talking about these multiple electronic devices, and we're talking about this addict, how they play into the grand scheme of the narcissistic addiction ship. Because it's not a relationship, it's an addiction ship. Now, because we know that they're addicts, and now we've kind of touched on some of the things that addicts do, the characteristics, traits and characteristics of addicts, and we know that narcissists are not different. When you start to see unusual activity on that cell phone, and because they're so hyper vigilant, you know, they're paranoid, in a zone of schizoid most of the time, because they know that what they're doing is not right. They know that it is illegal activity that they are conducting on this device. Once you start to call them on it, they know that, okay, it's getting hot here. I'm going to have to shift this communication to feed this addiction that I have. I'm going to have to shift it someplace else. Because if you know anything about an addict, unless an addict is ready to give up whatever that is that they are addicted to, they are going to do everything that they can to hide that addiction, or to basically not make you, or to put it in a way, or to obtain that drug in a time and space where it is going to, you won't know about it. Basically, the person that is having an issue with the drug of choice that addict has, they are going to find a time and space to get that drug. Okay. Narcissist, same way. Once you get onto that cell phone, they are going to move that, watch this, illegal activity to some other device. And sometimes if they don't have access to the funds to secure another device, they're going to install apps on the phone that would look like a normal, innocent app. And you won't know. And they hide them in vaults and everything like that. But in this particular audio, I'm talking about the multiple devices. They are going to find a way to get whatever it is they need to get that supply. They're going to get another phone. They are going to get some type of other electronic device, whether it's a tablet, iPad, Android tablet, Kindle, whatever it is. It could be a iPod. I know that's what happened in my situation. I caught the narcissist with an iPod, caught it in his hand, had never seen the device before, but I knew, watch this, that the activity with that cell phone had kind of dissipated. He started to kind of not guard the cell phone so much. And when he thought I wasn't looking, he pulled a stunt with the iPod, and I caught him with it in his hand. Of course, he gaslighted me at that moment and told me I never saw it. I mean, these people are sick and insidious, but that is what led to the initial discard in my situation, in the narcissist that I was dealing with. So yeah, they're going to have multiple devices. They are, if it's a tablet or what have you, they're going to, if you're onto the cell phone, they're going to start moving everything to a tablet. If you start to look at the tablet, or you show a little bit more interest in the tablet, if there's a desktop in the home, they're probably going to try to move it there. Wherever they have to move it, but you have to understand that it is not going to stop. Once you see them leaving the cell phone open, not really paying too much attention to the cell phone, and if you found the tablet, or if they're open about having that second device or what have you, and they're not afraid of you touching either one, just know that there is a device somewhere where they're getting this communication. Because remember, an addict, supply is what they need 24/7. You are not going to find a narcissist without a way to communicate. They are going to have a way to communicate. You are not going to stop them from getting this drug. And communication and devices, and as many of them as they can, they are going to have them. This is their life. This is how they get that. Each device kind of serves as a particular supply or way to talk to different types of supply. Okay, so now that we know that, also another reason why they are really important is because when the smear campaign starts, these other devices can sometimes, a lot of times, they will have different phone numbers attached to them, and they will put apps and install apps on these other devices that, and during the smear campaign, they will create false accounts. And it's sick, you all, but you have to listen to this. They will create fake accounts, and they will name those accounts and have conversations with those accounts, and they will set the profile up like it's you in this other device. And so when they go and they start talking to the friends and family members and showing them all of this different information, you never even knew about the fake accounts. I think I said something to that effect in one of my other videos, is that you never knew about the fake account. But see, it was held in another device. And the friends and family, a lot of times they don't want the friends and family to know about these devices, because when everything starts to fall down, the friends, they want to lie and say, well, I never had anything but one phone. This is all I have. So it plays into the lies that they tell. Another thing that they will do with these multiple devices is you'll have, maybe you're at your residence, they're at their residence, you're having a video call. FaceTime, any type of video call. They'll be, sitting there having a conversation with you. This is what you all are doing. You're having a conversation on a video call. They'll start to direct their attention elsewhere, looking off, and looking over like they're doing something else. And you'll ask them, well, what are you doing? Did you want to call me back? Oh, no, I'm just doing so-and-so, whatever. And then they're looking off somewhere else. They're doing that on purpose. They're doing that, and they did that to make you jealous, to basically get some type of reaction out of you. And there's nothing really going on, or maybe there is something going on. There's probably that other device that you may or may not know of, but it's all to gain a reaction out of you. Most of the time, if it's with their cell phones that you see them with all the time, they like to keep them closed up in like a pocket type situation. So there's a covering always over the front of the phone. If they do not have it that way, then a lot of times they will like to leave it face down on the counter, the table, whatever, because there's a reason for that. But my main concern, or my main reason for bringing you this information, is because I do realize across the board, my viewership, I have some that are fresh out of discards, some that are still learning about this whole narcissism things, the games, the insidious lies and tricks and games that they like to place their victims in and like to tell their victims. And so I want you to be as equipped as possible so we can continue to rise above this and get into an elevated thought process. And once you start to understand and learn about the different games and things that they play, and when you begin to understand it across the board, that it was not you and it was nothing that you did, but it was the sick, twisted, insidious things and the toxic environment that you were exposed to with an absolute addict. And once you start to understand the dichotomy of this mental disorder, and that helps you to heal the wounds on the inside as you continue to gain an understanding. So I wanted to make sure that I brought this information to you and that you understood the things that these narcissists like to do with devices, and as many of them as they can secure, the better. Because when you start to see them or they start to have that illegal activity going on one, and you start to notice it, they can jump from one device to another, just like they jump from bed to bed. It's no different. It is a addict tribe that you all were dealing with, that in the situation that you've come out of, hopefully coming out of. So my strategy that I want to give to you is that observe. If you feel like it may be something there going on, and this is for if you're not out of the situation, if you feel like there may be something going on, or if you feel like you may be involved in this type of situation, observe. Do not absorb. Observe. And then if you become sure, yes, that this is indeed that type of situation, that you are in an addictionship, of course, with a narcissistic individual, most importantly, start to plan your exit. All right, that is it for me today. And until the next video, I want you to be blessed and highly favored. And just know we will be back here on Thursday night, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Thursday Night Live, the T on NPD. We are going to get into a topic that I have not discussed with you all, and that is the female narcissist. You are not going to want to miss that. The energy is going to be amazing. We are going to have an outstanding time. I want to see you there. And until the next audio or video, you all be blessed and highly favored. Have a great rest of your week. And ciao, you all.